You think you're smarter than the American people, don't you? You think you're more virtuous than the American people, don't you, General?
Senator, I am insulted by your comment.
And it makes you angry that President Trump does not believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Senator, I'm not here to discuss immigration policy. I'm here to discuss whether or not we use the military to enforce it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to America First, where we stand up for truth, the Constitution, and the American people. If you believe in securing our borders, protecting our freedoms, and holding our government accountable, you're in the right place. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a minute of real talk. This channel isn't run by elites, politicians, or media insiders. It's run by patriots for patriots. Today, we're reacting to a Senate exchange that's causing a lot of buzz, and for good reason. This wasn't just another hearing. This was a full-blown moment of accountability. Senator John Kennedy absolutely grilled government witnesses and military leadership in a way we haven't seen in a long time. And let me be very clear, what he did was not merciless. It was necessary. It was honest. It was a rare example of someone in Washington actually fighting for the American people. Let's break it down.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Arthur, you are with the Center for Immigration Studies, is that right?
That's correct, Senator.
And that's a nonpartisan think tank, is it?
It is, sir.
Okay. The border is an open, bleeding wound, isn't it?
That's a fair way to characterize what's been going on for the last 4 years, sir.
The southern border is chaotic by design, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I've been covering the border for 3 decades, and yeah, it's pretty chaotic.
Would it be fair to say that the broken southern border is man-made?
It would be fair to say that, sir, based on policies that have been implemented.
And that man's name is Joe Biden, isn't it?
That would be a fair assessment, yes, Senator.
Under President Biden, if you wait in line for legal immigration, you're a chump, aren't you?
When you look at the benefits that have been given to people and the speed at which they've been released into the United States, I would be chagrined if I were waiting.
You're a chump, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
General,
Yes,
you
Senator.
believe in open borders, don't you?
I believe in the rule of law, sir.
Right. And it makes you angry that President Trump does not believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Senator, I'm not here to discuss immigration policy. I'm here to discuss whether or not we use the military to enforce it.
And it makes you angry that most Americans don't believe in open borders, doesn't it?
Not in the slightest, sir. Again, I am not here to discuss the immigration policy.
Yeah. Duty, honor, respect, you talked about that
Yes,
in
Senator.
your opening statement. On October 14th of this year, you went on CNN. I want to read you what you said, make sure I'm accurate. Here's what you said. President Trump is not like any sane leader. I'm very proud of General Milley for saying that President Trump is a total fascist. To Bob Woodward, if he, as chairman of the Joint Chiefs, is calling the president a fascist, I'm so proud of him for breaking that barrier. The challenge is because most MAGA Republicans, they don't understand what fascism is. The reality is that they are, in fact, fascists themselves. Did I read that accurately?
Senator, I am happy to discuss my personal perspectives with you separately at any time. That's not the purpose of the hearing today.
Did I read that accurately?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. You think you're smarter than the American people, don't you?
Absolutely not, Senator. I am here to discuss the use of the military as part of this mass deportation.
You think you're more virtuous than the American people, don't you, General?
Senator, I am insulted by your comment.
Duty, honor, and respect. You talked about that in your opening statement, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Moran said, I wrote down her words. She said, by their actions, you know what someone's character is like. You agree with that?
Senator, for 35 years, I served my country with absolute honor and distinction, and I will continue to do so.
You agree with what Ms. Moran said?
Of course.
Mr. Got a few minutes left.
23 seconds.
Well, actually, you let Ms. Klobuchar go well over, so I'm assuming you'll extend me the
I'll
same.
give you the
courtesy.
same minute I gave to her.
You gave it a minute 20. I timed it.
You're using.
I watched you
using
like a hawk, Dick. Mr. Melnick, Mr. Reichland Melnick, you believe in open borders too, don't you?
I do not, Mr. Kennedy.
Okay. On November 1st, 2022, you tweeted, both Texas and Louisiana have their knives out for black immigrants. Do you remember that tweet?
I don't, but it's quite possible.
What Texans, it's not only possible, it happened. You're not denying it, are you?
No, I'm saying, referring
What
to the
Texans?
context.
Who are
I
you
actually
talking
don't
to?
know the
Who
context.
are you talking to about who in Texas had their knives out for black immigrants?
Guessing the context, but my suspicion is
Give
that
me
it
a
has to
name.
do the
Give me a
Attorney
name.
General Ken Paxton and
Give
the
me a
Attorney
name.
General of
Give me a
Louisiana.
name.
I just did.
You don't have a name, do you?
I just said Ken Paxton.
You don't have a name, do you? You just said it, didn't you?
Just said Ken Paxton.
All right, how about Louisiana? You said Louisiana has its knives out for black immigrants. Who in Louisiana were you talking about?
Again, I'm not certain. That was 2 years ago, and as I'm sure you know, much has happened in the last 2 years.
Well, did you say it?
Again, I do not remember the context,
But you don't.
Senator
You
Kennedy.
said somebody had their knives out from Louisiana for black immigrants, but you don't know who they were. You just said it.
I said the Attorney General of Louisiana and Texas, and I believe this referred to specifically lawsuits brought and arguments that were made in court that the arrival of Haitians
I'm out
and
of time,
others
but I
were
want to get you
inherently
on the
dangerous,
record.
which was
You
not.
Thank you very much, Senator.
I believe
Appreciate
that the
your
Attorney
questions.
General at that time of Louisiana had his knives out for black immigrants. That's your testimony.
Given their
Thank you,
litigation
Senator Kennedy.
conduct, yes.
Senator Kennedy began with a direct and brutal truth. The southern border of the United States is a disaster, a complete disaster. He called it an open bleeding wound. And you know what? He's absolutely right. It's not just broken. It's hemorrhaging. Crime, drugs, cartels, human trafficking, all flooding into our country. This isn't by accident. This isn't some unfortunate oversight. It is intentional. Kennedy called it chaotic by design, and I couldn't agree more. The border crisis is man-made. And let's not play games. It's been created and fueled by Joe Biden and the radical Democrats who are obsessed with open borders and globalist agendas. They've dismantled the policies that worked. They've turned our border patrol into babysitters. They've encouraged illegal immigration while punishing legal immigrants and law-abiding citizens. Kennedy pointed out something that too many people are afraid to say. If you're a legal immigrant waiting patiently in line, you're being treated like a fool. You follow the law, you do everything right, and you get passed over while illegal immigrants are given plane rides, hotel rooms, and government benefits. Where's the justice in that? Next, Kennedy questioned a high-ranking general who was there to discuss the use of the military in immigration enforcement. But the general's past political statements, especially attacks on President Trump and MAGA Republicans, became the real topic. And let me tell you, when Kennedy read those quotes out loud, the whole room changed. The general had called Trump a fascist and said that MAGA supporters are fascists themselves. This wasn't a one-time slip. This was a deeply rooted political opinion coming from someone who is supposed to serve under civilian control without political bias. That's unacceptable. Our military leaders are supposed to be neutral. They serve the American people, not the Democrat Party, not CNN, and certainly not their own egos. And when Kennedy pressed him, the general had nothing to say. He ducked. He dodged. He tried to claim it wasn't relevant. No, you don't get to smear millions of patriotic Americans and then hide behind your uniform when asked to explain yourself. It gets worse. Another witness, a so-called expert, was confronted about a past tweet accusing Texas and Louisiana of having knives out for black immigrants. When Kennedy asked him who exactly he was talking about, the witness had no clear answer. He tried to deflect, suggesting it was about lawsuits and policy, but couldn't name names or provide context. Let me tell you what this is. It's a hit-and-run smear. These people throw out wild accusations of racism, they poison the public dialogue, and then when you ask for proof, they get amnesia. They think they can say anything, label anyone a bigot, and walk away clean. We are sick of it. This is what the American people are dealing with, elitists who sit in hearings, dripping with arrogance, convinced they're morally superior to you and me. They want open borders. They want to redefine who we are as a country. And they think anyone who disagrees is a racist, a fascist, or a threat to democracy. Here's the truth. They are the threat to democracy. Because they don't respect the will of the people. They don't respect law and order. And they don't believe in the Constitution unless it serves their agenda. Senator Kennedy did more than ask hard questions. He exposed the rot. He showed that there are people inside our government and our institutions who are perfectly fine with the border falling apart, who will lie about their opponents, and who hide from accountability when confronted with their own words. That's why what we do here matters. The media isn't going to tell you this. They're too busy defending the regime and protecting their political allies. But we're going to keep telling the truth. If you care about the future of this country, if you care about national sovereignty, public safety, and the truth, then join us. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Help us grow so we can keep fighting back against the lies, the smears, and the failures of this administration. Senator Kennedy stood up for us. Now it's time for us to stand up with him and keep putting America first. Thanks for watching. Stay strong, stay informed, and God bless the United States of America.